there is a certain way that we need to view politics and politicians that I think will assist us in moving forward. You know, what we need to realize is that it just does not make any sense whatsoever to have an allegiance to a party, a race, a person because they are conservative, a person because they are liberal, you know, Republican, Democrat, none of that matter, man. What y'all need to realize is that there are too many people in politics that don't really care about the people as much as they care about their own self-interest, you know. The future of their party, their positioning in their own futures. You know, all these things, none of these things actually get to what the existence of government is supposed to be about, which is for the people, of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, as time has gone on and things have changed, you look around, you realize that there are more and more people who are self-centered, who have too much greed, who are self-serving. Well, there's so many people that those people are now in positions to have a huge impact on their life. You know, they're in government, they're in key positions at companies, huge companies. And the biggest problem is these people are just a representation of what's prevalent in society. Meaning, you and I are not much different than these people who are governing you and I. Otherwise, we would see this in these people, and actually, we would try to identify these people before we elect them into office. But now, that's just one part of the story. Actually, that wasn't even part of the thing that I was planning on going into on this video. Once you realize that the people we're dealing with are more likely to have that mindset than the mindset of doing things for you as an individual or us as a country. You know, not all of them. Obviously, there are good people in government that are there for the right reasons, just like you have good policemen and bad ones and this, that, and the others, good and bad and everything else. But like I said, the problem is there are too many there for the wrong reason. And so when you take that into account, then you got to remember that when you're listening to what people say. So in other words, just because a bill says one thing or a certain bill is introduced, you need to pay attention to what it means, what it actually means, how it's stated, what will the impact be, who does it really serve, you know. But again, you can't listen to the rhetoric from your party that presented. You can't listen to the rhetoric from no one person about that bill without using your own mind to think for yourself. For instance, everything that the Republicans present is not going to be in the best interest of the people. There's going to be some stuff that's got something to do with serving some interest for that party somewhere. That's what you got to look out for. So you can't just listen to everything that they say and take it for face value. You got to do some thinking. Same thing with Democrats. Everything that they introduce is not going to be in your best interest. You've got to take a look at what they're saying and what it actually means, what effect and impact it's going to have, and think for yourself. And the same thing is when the opposite party is debating about what it is another party has presented. They're going to abuse their position on what's there and make misstatements and exaggerate and everything. Ain't got no business driving. Now, why would they do that? Because their objective is to cause you to lean a certain way, the way that they need you to lean to get the end result that best serves what they need done to serve their best interest. You know? So you got to stop being blindsided by your party's position on what the other party presents. And you got to stop being so loyal to your party that you give them a pass on everything they present. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is that you can't trust either party 100%. You need to, excuse me, steering wheel. Spin on my steering wheel. you need to think for yourself. Thank you. Think for yourself and stop taking words you hear from either party. Depending on the legislation and this, that, and the other, people benefit, companies benefit, organizations benefit. This political game is deep, man. So, you got to pay more attention than just what's being said in the news media. You have to listen to both sides of the story, and you got to analyze some information for yourself. You got to use some common sense, and you got to start thinking. And you got to speak up. See, let me tell you something, man. President Obama got some good ideas. President Obama is on the right track. Now, we need to make sure that the correct steps are taken to reach that big picture. Now, Republicans, rightfully so, point out that if things are done a certain way, that it could be disastrous. That's true. Again, that's why the individual needs to pay attention to what the things mean, what this bill mean, what this bill might mean, and then you need to stand up for what you believe is right or wrong. Not based on what the media says, not based on what the opposing party says about it, but about their interpretation of it, but the facts that exist. You can listen to that, but don't take that interpretation as the factual part. Take the factual part as the factual part. Saying what will be the result as of the factual part, half the time you can't tell what will be the result. It's more concrete things that you got to take into consideration to base an opinion upon. But there's no way to do that if you pay no attention to anything beyond what is put before you in the media and by the opposing party or by your party. So you have to pay more attention and you have to think for yourself. Both sides are going to exaggerate, try to get as much momentum as possible for whatever they want to get accomplished, and what they want to get accomplished is not always in the people's best interest, more than it is in the best interest of either the party itself, which remember, no one party necessarily cares more about the people than about the party. You got to pay attention. The minute that you understand that, then you can start being unified in a position for what needs to be done the right way, and we can get some movement in the right direction, and that will decrease the divisions, and we'll have more racial harmony. See, if you don't look at politics the way that I described, the only thing you're going to do is form alliances with a position that don't even really care about you. At the same time, by doing that, you're going to end up creating a divide in people's economic status, a divide in the races, a divide in the regions of the country, a divide in sexes, a divide in genders, a divide in educational background. Just divides by blindly aligning yourself with groups, organizations, and taking positions and taking sides without thinking for yourself and actually analyzing the information and seeing the information or the people behind the information. You will find yourself stepping on your own toes in the end. So I just want you to remember that. No change. If change was easy, then everybody would do it. Huh? Oh, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. You preaching now. If change was easy, then everybody would do it. Today, not tomorrow. If change was easy, every single one of us would be making some changes that we need to make today. So don't get in your mind that there will be no sacrifice, that there is an easy way to get change, that there is always a shortcut to get to the destination you want to arrive at. Sometimes you got to sacrifice, and sometimes you must endure pain in order for change to take effect. That's just a fundamental principle of life. You know what I mean? We think no pain, no gain came from. Huh? Oh, God, don't hear me now, boy. No, don't hear me. No pain, no gain. Pain ain't always bad, baby. Huh? You gotta see the big picture.